All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking the absolutely fascinating, deeply tragic, and honestly, completely revolutionary life of Edgar Allan Poe. Over the next 3 minutes, we're going to explore exactly how a man who was literally plagued by poverty and unimaginable sorrow managed to fundamentally rewire modern literature. You know, to really understand the father of the detective story, we actually have to start with his ultimate, real-life, unsolved mystery. How did he actually die? So picture this. It's October 1849, and Poe just vanishes while traveling. Out of nowhere, he's found wandering the streets of Baltimore, completely delirious, and get this, wearing someone else's clothes. Just 4 days later, at only 40 years old, he was dead. And the craziest part? The exact cause of his death remains a total mystery even today. It's generated this wild variety of theories over the years. I mean, we've got medical guesses ranging from rabies and heart disease to carbon monoxide poisoning and alcohol-related illness. But then there are the darker theories, like a head injury or something called cooping, which was this incredibly brutal election-related kidnapping and voter fraud tactic used back in the day. So this incredibly mysterious end, it really just capped off a life that was completely forged in tragedy. Born in 1809, he was actually orphaned as a toddler. His father abandoned the family, and then his mother died of tuberculosis. It didn't get much easier after that. He was forced out of university thanks to gambling debts, did a stint in the army around 1827, which is actually when he published his first book. And his personal life? Well, it was deeply fraught and frankly troubling by modern standards, culminating in 1836 when he married his 13-year-old cousin, Virginia. Now, the absolute turning point in his story hits in 1847 with the devastating loss of Virginia. She died of tuberculosis, which, heartbreakingly, is the exact same disease that killed his mother. She was really his emotional center. Scholars widely agree that this immense compounding loss is what deeply fueled the intense themes of grief, death, and longing that we see in all his later works. It was that profound, heavy grief that eventually birthed his masterpiece, The Raven. By exploring madness and loss so openly, this poem brought Poe almost instant international fame. It completely immortalized that single, haunting word, nevermore. But here's the real tragedy of it all. Despite the fame, he earned virtually no money for the poem. He stayed in crushing poverty. But this grief didn't just transform his writing, it literally transformed the entire horror genre as we know it. Think about it. Before Poe, horror was almost exclusively about supernatural monsters, ghouls, ghosts, that kind of thing. But Poe, he shifted the fear inward. He focused on the terrifying depths of human psychology, guilt, obsession, and the sheer madness of the human mind. It was a total game changer. And his impact definitely didn't stop at horror. I mean, he practically invented the modern detective story. He created literature's very first analytical detective, C. Auguste Dupin. Beyond pioneering psychological horror, he completely revolutionized the short story format. He argued they should be read in one sitting to deliver a powerful single effect or emotion. He even anticipated science fiction, writing these incredible stories about sea voyages and cryptography way before their time. So these foundations he built, they went on to inspire massive global literary giants. His detective fiction literally laid the groundwork for Arthur Conan Doyle to create Sherlock Holmes. His speculative stories directly inspired Jules Verne's iconic science fiction, and his brand of psychological dread massively influenced H.P. Lovecraft. He essentially drafted the blueprints for all of modern genre fiction. Which really leaves us with this final thought to take away today. When you look at his enduring legacy across films, TV shows, and even video games, more than 175 years later, you have to ask, would our modern pop culture, our horror, our detective stories even exist today without the profound tragedies of Edgar Allan Poe? It's a genuinely fascinating question, and for sure, one that proves his absolute immortal genius. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. I'll catch you on the next one.